What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets React, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. We're super excited about this video, guys. If you're new to us and we're new to you, make sure you scroll down,
hit that red subscribe button. What? Don't touch me.
I tried to make it to the end.
Nah, stopping this one. No, we're gonna keep going. You wanted the thumbnail, huh?
Going. Yeah. Come on.
What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets React, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. We're super excited about this video, guys. If you're new to us and we're new to you, make sure you scroll down, hit the red subscribe button, and turn on the post notification bell because we're on the road to 50K. And we cannot get there without you guys, all right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
What's something that's clearly a scam, but Americans have been conditioned to believe is normal?
Trickle-down economics. Everything's decided by credit, but in order to get credit, you have to go into debt. You pay monthly for insurance, and it's required by law, but if you do actually use it, then they can raise your rate or make you pay a deductible. Being conditioned to believe that it's impolite to share your salary with your coworkers when really that's just something that companies made up so that they wouldn't have to answer why they pay some people more than others. You can die for your country at 18, but you can't drink a beer. Similarly, you can go thousands of dollars into debt the moment you graduate high school, but you can't rent a car until you're 25. That healthcare is a privilege, not a right. That people on welfare are the ones that are taking all your tax money when it's clearly the military. That lobbying and corporations are funding politicians so they work for them instead of a government for the people, which is what it's supposed to be. That working 5 out of 7 days a week your entire life is normal.
Sure, no, it ain't.
That?
What's something that's
Man, that was tough.
that
was a big pill.
Conditioned to believe is normal.
High school will teach you the Pythagorean theorem, but won't teach you how to balance
Not
a budget
the
or change a
Pythagorean
tire.
theorem.
Average cost of daycare
Tell
in
me
America
about
is $800 to $1,200 a month, just so the parent can go to work. The cost of college, period. That you have to pay a fee to withdraw your own money from an ATM after you already pay fees.
Boy, I
to
hate
have
that.
A bank account, paying for water. Water. You could take rainwater, but no, you have to pay for that too. Maternity.
Wait a minute.
Leave.
Hold up. Other countries don't pay for water? Like bottled water? Or do y'all just
No,
like...
we did see a video where they pay for bottled water.
They pay for bottled water?
I think it was in Europe, and they had like the fountain. I think they had to. You remember? Was it Europe? I think it was Europe. They had to pay for bottled water though.
Well, I know we just saw the video about Sweden. They had bottled water in the store. Okay, all right.
Or lack thereof, as if it isn't important to have kids and keep the population going. The U.S. has 4% of the world population, but 20% of the COVID cases, but there's nothing more we could have done. That going into monster debt over a 4-year degree for the chance at a white-collar job is preferable to just learning a trade out of high school with no debt. The period tax on women. Why should we have to pay for pads and tampons? We're keeping the population going.
I like that one.
What's something that's clearly
She gonna come back. Watch.
She coming back.
She's coming back.
Part 3.
conditioned to believe is normal?
For health insurance purposes, your teeth and your eyes are no longer a part of your body and require their own insurance.
For
you have to pay
real?
a penalty fee if you pay certain loans off early. This is uniquely American.
Bro,
That
that's
the girls are expected to take care of the glizzy, but so many boys don't think they have to reciprocate. The fact that the IRS knows exactly how much money we owe them in taxes, but they won't just send us a bill. They make us actually go and file our own taxes, which leaves room for human error and then us to get in trouble for it. The fact that 97% of scientists agree that climate change is happening, and we have evidence of it, as we've seen with half the country burning down, but there's still a huge portion of the country who doesn't believe that it's happening at all. That Republican lawmakers will rail about how socialism is bad while accepting their taxpayer-funded healthcare. That recognizing the problems of the country and talking about it out loud means that we're lazy Democrats who don't want to work. I want to work. I just don't want to struggle every moment of my life.
Yo, whoever she is, bro, is
like
like
her.
she's hitting it dead on the nail.
Every single thing.
Every single thing. She's like, did she do her research
Baby,
or something?
she been waiting on this question. Like, yeah.
She been waiting on it. Obviously, bro. God.
What's something
Oh,
that's
coming
clearly
back.
a scam, but Americans have been conditioned to believe is normal?
The Electoral College.
Oh, talk
it
about
made
it.
sense when people couldn't read, but why now? We all have internet access and a basic public education. The contradiction that you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, and yet only 3% of cases actually go to trial. Along those lines, for-profit prisons. This one's not a big deal, but why are there such giant gaps in our bathroom stalls?
Why?
Pharmaceutical advertisements? Please ask your doctor about persuasion. That's not normal. That we spend more money for healthcare per capita than any other country, but we're 37th healthiest in the world. That such a huge portion of our country is unwilling to grapple with the realities of our history and acknowledge that this country was built on the backs of black slaves and indigenous genocide. The lack of bidets. I don't know if you know this, but toilet paper is not common in every country. You need to try a bidet today.
Yeah.
A bidet. Get your own bidet.
Yes. It's inexpensive too.
Overdraft fees.
push
American
back.
banks made $11 billion in 2019 off of the backs of broke-ass people. How about this? Decline the transaction and let me keep my money. Luggage fees for airlines?
Oh, coming back, y'all. My head fell.
You know that we should bring things when we go on a trip. Restaurants don't ask you to pay for the table when you want to sit there and eat. The fact that insulin costs $7 to produce, but it costs $99 a vial in the US. Why? It's $12 in Canada. It's $8 in the UK. That Americans are fascinated by tiny houses, but we turn our noses up at manufactured homes. That scientists have long concluded that a Whole Foods plant-based diet is what's best for the country, but we still have meat and dairy on the food pyramid because lobbying. We have to pay property taxes forever, even if we've already paid off the house and land, and we pay twice.
I don't like that.
She had us just leaning in on the edge of
I
our
don't
seat.
like that.
Bro, she got like everything. She never repeated one thing twice.
We need to invite her to the reaction room.
I'm just saying, like, she different.
Yes.
Like, how she all the way to part, what, 4? She 5? Part 5 right now?
5?
Part 5 right now?
Whatever.
One of them.
World average?
What's something that's
Oh,
clearly
man, she
a
back.
scam, but Americans have been conditioned to believe is normal?
The fact that almost everybody in this country either has or knows someone who has a horror story about our healthcare system, and yet so many people still think Medicare for all is like this villainous thing.
It is not.
That's why we need a vote.
Yep.
That's why we need a vote.
Everybody.
Everybody has the same story. So even the simplest thing like healthcare and things that goes on inside of the hospitals can be dramatically changed by a vote. I don't know what it would change, but something could change.
You know what? It would take everybody knowing what every other, country has.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know a lot of these countries had not free. Well, I guess it is free healthcare.
Free healthcare,
right?
yeah.
So it would take that. Like, why are we, this proud country?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are just so proud, right? And we get the shorter end of the stick when it comes to a lot of like social programs.
It's just money.
Yeah.
It's money, y'all.
Yeah.
Just about that dollar.
It's shooter drills in school. The fact that marijuana is illegal when cigarettes aren't. That we celebrate the fact that so many people don't take vacation or work a bunch of overtime. It's really just the company saying, fuck your personal life, we own you. That so many politicians are more focused on the power of their own party than working for the people.
She in her own segment, y'all. Just give her the rest of the
fact that
video.
there's so much money involved in campaigns that a lot of times it's not who's best for the job, it's who has the most money. The fact that we legitimately have news anchors who present their opinions as fact on primetime television. Black History Month. You're literally admitting that you just left them out of the history books for 200 years. Well done.
What's something that's clearly a scam, but Americans have been conditioned?
We're going back in.
Hold up, wait, hold up.
About to go back in, she back. See,
Hold on, no. Okay, so Black History Month.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a scam? Every day is Black History Month for me.
So that's what I was just thinking. Like, it's not a month. It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. We
You know what
teach
I'm
our
saying?
children about everything.
We have to because at the same time things are getting erased. Stuff is not getting mentioned. History at some point looked like it's always repeating itself. So why not just go ahead and just educate them now? You feel me?
Right.
And then we have these. Well, I ain't gonna get into that, but just educate your kids, bro. As much as
Starts at
possible.
home.
Starts at home.
Sentence, ready? Nah, I can't afford an ambulance. I'll just get a ride to the hospital.
Yeah.
That scientific information is now considered a political discussion. Why? When colleges have the audacity to call up their alumni and be like, can you please donate? Knowing full ass well I'm still paying off that damn degree. That we keep using freedom as like our biggest flex. Like, we're free, we're the best country. So many other countries have freedom. We know that, right? Going into bankruptcy because you took a trip to the hospital. For car insurance purposes, your windshield is no longer a part of your car and requires its own coverage. The customer is always right.
Yo,
no, they're not. I'm so...
I just gotta let it breathe for a minute.
She's like, she has been thinking about this.
She killing it, man.
Yes.
She killing it,
like we can't, there's nothing to really comment on because it's things we have said on the channel already.
She hitting it on the nail.
And she is.
She's definitely hitting it on the nail.
Sick of this concept. This enables and sometimes even rewards being a complete asshole. Apparently other countries don't make kids face the flag and pledge their allegiance every morning.
Something that's
oh Lord, she back.
Americans have been
College edition. Let's see.
I'm gonna change this up a little bit and go a little bit deeper into certain subjects. Let's start with the fuckery that is college. Ooh. It's already bad enough that tuition is so high, but what really grinds my gears is the college fees, like student activity fee. What? A transportation fee, but you still have to pay for parking if you drive to campus. The athletic fee, but you still have to pay if you want to use the facilities. A fee for an ID card. A fee to request your own transcripts. A technology fee, but you still have to pay for printing. A student success fee. A student health fee, but you still have to pay for student insurance if you actually want to use any of the health services. When you have to pay for a new textbook because they changed 3 sentences from last year and now it's a new edition. Similar.
Hold on now, y'all know we're always gonna, agree if it's true and disagree if it's not. When I was in college, I utilized the health services a lot because I was in a new city, so I didn't have doctors there, especially at the beginning of my pregnancy. So I didn't have to pay insurance. Like, all of it was covered with my tuition. So that's my college, though. Okay? Don't beat me down. Talking about you're being defensive. I'm just sharing our experience.
Facts.
When they make an online workbook for that same textbook and you have to pay for that too. Paying for your application to graduate. And none of these fees are optional. So what does our tuition even pay for?
What's something that's clearly
she back.
This
whole thing is about
Bro, like, she got you thinking, like,
is
she
a
got me
list
thinking.
of real fees presented on real medical bills and given to real Americans. And
the fact that she's not even reading from a script.
Right.
Like, what do she do?
Yeah, what is her occupation?
Gotta be something big. Something to do with just like healthcare, education, counseling, maybe social. I don't know, but she knows her stuff.
Yeah.
Let me just say that. She knows her stuff.
been like, yeah, please pay these. Father reported a $40 charge for skin-to-skin contact with his infant. He was charged to hold his baby. $80 for a teaspoon of Vaseline. Yeah. $15 for a Tylenol pill. Wait, did you want the nurse to hand you the pill? Oh, that'll be $625. $35,000 for an ectopic pregnancy. And if you lost the baby and you don't have insurance, that'll be $9,000 for a miscarriage. $600 to remove stitches. $8,000 for a head CT. $120,000 for a chemotherapy treatment. One treatment. It's also between $5 and $10 to have a baby in the U.S. Do you have a ridiculous fee you've had to pay? Share it with us.
Y'all already know about our fees.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Americans have been conditioned to believe is normal.
That America's the greatest country in the world. We've all been told that since like kindergarten, right? It was burned into our brains. There's some things that all Americans should know, and don't worry, I brought receipts. America's ranked 9th in income equality, with 10% of our households holding 75% of the wealth. We're ranked 17th on the Index of Economic Freedom. We're also ranked 17th on the Human Development Index. We're 46th in life expectancy. We're also the only developed country on the planet that doesn't guarantee paid maternity leave. We're falling behind other countries in wage growth, even though we've had a steadily rising GDP and cost of living. We're not even in the top 20 of healthiest countries. We are in the top 20 for happiest countries. We're number 19. And I know some of that's hard to accept, but hey, at least we're not the biggest polluters in the world. We're number 2.
What's something that's clearly
Ooh, this whole video must be about her.
Car registration fees. Hear me out. I understand that we need car registration. You'll get no argument from me. It helps us catch the bad guys. It helps us know who's on the road. I even understand that we should pay a fee to help with the costs associated of registering the car. However, there are 4 different ways in America that your car registration fees are calculated. Number 1, flat rate. 25 states already have this. That's how it fucking should be. But the other 25 states, mine included, are based off either the value, the weight, or the age of your car. Why?
And how much
is
you
it
pay
harder
for
for the
it.
state to register a 2004 versus a 2014? Is it more of a burden for the state to register a $30,000 car versus a $10,000 car? Nope, it's just one more little scam in America. One cleverly devised, ass-backwards, convoluted way of taking just a little bit more money out of our pockets. I'm not here for it.
What's something that's clearly a scam but Americans have been conditioned to believe is normal?
The price we pay for mobile data and smartphones in general makes any sense at all. It turns out that the U.S. has some of the highest prices in the world for mobile data.
Yeah,
this graphic
100%.
was pretty interesting. So basically, the bluer the country, the more they pay for 1 gigabyte of mobile data. You'll see the giant gaping parts of gray, right? Australia pays less. Most of the Middle Eastern countries and Asian countries, Russia, Europe, parts of Africa, South America, what's going on? Now the question why may have popped up in your head by now, but for the first time in this series, I can't for sure tell you. Some people say that the U.S. needs more aggressive antitrust laws. Others say that the big 4 companies aren't really in much competition. Some say that all the money Congress receives from these companies plays a big factor. Whatever the reason, we're really going to need to examine these prices further as smartphones become increasingly required in our society.
What's something that's clearly a scam but Americans
Health
have been
as a
conditioned
human
to
right.
believe is normal?
That healthcare is a privilege, not a human right. You may remember this from part 1, but I actually got a lot of kickback for that. So let's look at some facts. More than half the world's countries have some form of guaranteed specific right to healthcare written into their constitution. Of the 33 developed nations in the world, U.S. is the only one that doesn't have universal healthcare. The concept of health as a human right has also been expressed in a lot of international treaties dating back to 1965. You can see those right here above. And again stated by the World Health Organization on Human Rights Day 2017. Here's the United Nations arguing for it earlier this year. And of course, the United Nations has a long history of arguing for healthcare as a human right. Here they are back in 1994. When it comes to healthcare as a human right, the United States is actually behind. Let's change that.
Please.
What's something that's clearly a scam
Oh,
but
talk
Americans
about
This is about to
minimum
get
wage.
crazy, man.
That the minimum wage in America is not a big heaping pile of... The federal minimum wage in America is $7.25. Some states went higher than that. Other states did not. There's even a couple states that don't have a minimum wage. That's why we have a federal. But the federal hasn't changed since 2009. You know what has? The cost of living. But have you heard of a living wage? A living wage is defined as the bare minimum that you need to make hourly in order to meet your basic necessities: food, water, shelter, clothing. And one of the best schools in the country, MIT, actually created a living wage calculator. You can go and search your state and even your county to find out what the living wage is based on the cost of living there. Fun fact, only 3 states in the country actually have a minimum wage that meets the living wage. If you're single. God forbid you have any kids. And all I'm saying is it might be time to reevaluate, man.
But that just goes to show you guys the importance of why a lot of people speak about the American dream.
Yep.
Because even if we're busting our tail, we're still not meeting ends. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the system creates the problem.
Yeah, it's like it's a steady problem with, education, with, like she said, minimum wage.
Yeah.
And what was the other one? Dang.
Not sure.
I want to say...
I don't think I caught it.
I forgot the other one. But all of it ties together. Oh, the housing.
Oh, yeah.
So
that was
like,
crazy.
How can you ever climb above for that American dream? That's why we stress you create your own dream.
Right.
And you don't even have to call it American dream.
Yeah,
It's just not a cookie cutter way of success anymore. This isn't the 50s, 60s, 70s. This is not those times no more. Especially after, the inflation rates, after the pandemic happened. So it's like you gotta really look at your life, look at your family dynamics, and see what you want your life to look like, and strive for that.
Facts.
Stop staying at those jobs just because you want a long career with a pension and all that. You better cash out. Go find you a better job that will get you 3 times that pension in 1 year. Like, it's possible.
It is possible. And even that microwavable success is even starting to look a little fishy because people got to go through things and do things just to be in a position, while others have to learn and grow and, develop characteristics to be in a position. So when you have somebody in front of you that's not really giving you the information you need, but you're getting more emotion from them, then
What's something that's clearly a scam
Vacation.
that Americans have been conditioned to believe is normal?
Gee, I don't know. How about the fact that employers get to choose how much vacation time you get? The U.S. is the only developed country in the... God, I'm so sick of saying... I'm sorry, I'm so sick of saying that. But the U.S. is the only developed country that does not have a mandatory minimum vacation time.
Wow.
Every person living in the EU gets a minimum vacation time of 20 paid days. There are some countries that even have a mandated 30 paid vacation days. Meanwhile, we're chilling in America like, we'll let the employers make the decision on this one. Like, that's not the biggest conflict of interest ever. And so now we live in a country where if you work 5 years for a company, you'll get an extra week off.
Yep.
So while you hope that the boss lets you off a couple hours...
Nah, I'm going to just mention this. I remember working at this job, bro, and they had this man, and he's been working with this company for over 12 years. Mm-hmm. And his position never changed.
Yeah, that's sad. That's real sad. It's those jobs where there's no other position for them.
Yeah, it's like oversaturated. But at the same time, if you've been at that long, like, what privileges do you get for being such a good worker?
What about the man who went viral for working at Burger King for I forgot the amount of years that he was working at Burger King. Mm-hmm. He never missed a day of scheduled work, and they gave him... Dang it, I forgot what they gave him.
They gave him a big check, huh?
No, they didn't give him no money. They gave him, like, a goodie bag, maybe?
Oh, no.
I forgot what they gave him. They gave him something silly.
No way.
Yeah. Time to change jobs, buddy.
Early today, and you celebrate that Christmas is on a Friday so you can have a 3-day weekend. Just remember, it didn't have to be this way, and it doesn't have to be this way in future.
What's something that's clearly a scam but Americans have been conditioned to believe is normal?
That it's okay to not have a law that mandates paid maternity leave.
Sad.
The United States is the only developed country that does not have a paid maternity leave mandated for new moms. In fact, 97% of all countries on the planet, not just the developed ones, have a paid maternity leave, but we don't. Here, for example, Australia, 18 weeks. Croatia, 30 weeks. Ireland, 26 weeks. The United Kingdom, 39 weeks. Bulgaria, 58
Ooh, that's
weeks.
good.
Even Mexico, which a lot of Americans like to think that they're better than, has 12 weeks of paid maternity leave. It definitely has its perks: lower infant mortality, better secure attachments between mom and child, better physical and mental health for mom, obviously. And something like 82% of Americans actually support this. So what up, government?
What's something that's clearly a scam but Americans have been conditioned to believe is normal?
Childcare.
That paying $800 to $1,200 a month for childcare is normal?
That ain't normal, girl.
Surprise, Sade! We actually don't have...
That's why we have a whole lot of stay-at-home parents. Because who about to go to work just to pay for daycare?
Bro, I remember when we first, the daycare out here in Texas was so high. Oh, Lord. Ooh. And then we just moved out here, too. So when we was looking for daycare and we was looking at all these options that we had, I mean, we had plenty of options, right? But this one location was just so high.
For a few days.
I'm like, what? Can you make it make sense to us, please? Like, what we spending all this on again?
For real. For a 2-year-old?
Oh, man.
The highest child care costs in the world. We have the third worst. Although our government has determined that more than 7% of your income going to child care is unaffordable, more than 70% of families report spending more than 10% of their income.
Big facts.
63% of parents have reported making changes to their careers in order to meet their child care needs, going from full-time to part-time or even leaving the workforce entirely. Childcare has gone up 12% since 2014 alone. God forbid we look at the pandemic numbers. So how are parents fitting this into their budget? They go further into debt, they stop paying off their debt, or they stop saving money. Hey, but at least...
Or they get behind on other bills.
Exactly.
I had to throw that one in there.
We don't have the highest, right? That's a flex, right? That's why some countries pay a cash stipend for kids, but that's part 18.
It's a video that lives in your head rent free.
Ooh.
Oh, bro, like
she hit it dead on the nail.
Listen, if you made it to the end of this, if you made it to the end of this video, man, make sure you like this video, bro, because I need to know, you know, what did you gain from this? This is some information I feel that's very helpful. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. A lot of changes need to be made. If you are an American, do what you need to do. Vote. Get to know your state representatives, your local state officials, and let's make a change happen. All right.
Another thing though is to just be informed.
Yes.
Learn what's going on around you, like this lady here did, and
there's much more.
I believe you will have a more easier understanding when entering into these different lifestyles, like working or anything, whatever it is that you may be doing. So just learn as much as you possibly can, read as much as possibly can, and let that development happen so you can know how to make those real interactions and you're not bamboozled by something that you don't know. You feel me? So
right. Yes, so be informed. I'm kind of just lost for words. I don't think there has ever been a reaction video that we have done where we agreed with 98% of everything.
Yeah, and she was going by pretty fast. I didn't catch it though.
I was like, I'm saying the same thing. Yeah, so we hope you all enjoyed this video with us. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you like to support the channel that way, and our join feature for our VIP members are now enabled.
Yes.
Check out the description box. We'll see you soon. Peace.